Hey everyone, it's Kerr from Rock Daydream Nation. Just an impromptu episode. Just heard the sad news that Brian James, the original guitarist for The Damned, first two albums, has passed away. Brian was a seminal songwriting force of the first album, Damned, 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 and also the second album in the same year, 1977, Music for Pleasure. The Damn Damn Dan, arguably maybe the first punk album. It certainly led the vanguard of 1977, along with the Clash and the Pistols, but they were there first. The first song, New Rose, which is about, ticks in less than 3 minutes of absolutely unadulterated chaos and bliss. It's just his guitar playing is so rhythmic, melodic, and yeah, it's such a great song. Neat Fan Club, Stab Your Backbone to Kill, so many great songs on this album. So there you have it. That's the original Damned and that iconic album cover. And the follow-up in the same year, Music for Pleasure, a little bit more experimental, sort of they're expanding their sounds a little bit. And then Brian James left the band, did a project called Tans de Youth, single called I'm Sorry. And then he formed a band in the early 80s called Lords of New Church and did a couple of albums. I guess, came full circle, jumping forward quite a few years in 2022, when the Fab Four got back together, and that was Dave Vanian, Rat Scabies, Captain Sensible, and Brian James on guitar. And they did a run of dates, and there was a little mini box set, and that's just one of them, where it was the live show off the sound desk. There's one in Birmingham, O2 Academy, 2022, and another one in Glasgow. I think they did one in London and one in Manchester. When you listen to it, it's ragged, it's loose. Sometimes they miss their cues. Sometimes it's not in the convention of a perfect rock song, but who cares? So much energy and joy, and the crowd are just getting off on it. And looking at the footage, you could tell that Brian wasn't well because he's kind of sitting. But there's just so much joy in seeing the four of them play because they had such chemistry. I've seen The Damned about 7 or 8 times. They're one of my favorite bands. And they were one of those bands, even though in the 80s I was into my hard rock and metal, they were in the punk pathway. And they were my pathway into punk and hardcore punk. And there's just such an inventive band, because initially you had those really sledgehammer, spiky 3-minute songs, breakneck speed, but catchy. But over time, this band develops into something more expansive with a great musical palette, whether they went down the goth, whether they went down the psych, and they did the rock, and they did the retro 60s through various lineups. But it can't be denied that lineup of Scabies, Sensible, Vanian and James were electric, and they had an alchemy that was definitely worth bottling in those first 2 albums. So, a bit sad. Who knows? I mean, I was always hoping that the four could come down to Australia, but it wasn't meant to be, and it is what it is. But he's left a legacy as part of that original lineup of some truly great albums. And arguably, my humble opinion, this is one of the greatest punk albums ever committed to tape. Damned from 1977. On the channel, Rock Daydream Nation, do yourself a favour. I've done a few shows on The Damned. I did a ranking the albums with Martin Popoff a couple of years ago. It's worth investigating. And done some other stuff with Martin on The Damned. Definitely worth checking out because Martin's a huge Damned fan, and always good to have a bit of a chat. Please like and subscribe. Tell us what you think of The Damned and those early albums with Brian. And cheers to this evening, and see you soon.